Hello, good morning. Welcome to another episode of Roll Call, TTSH Nursing's very own podcast, brought to you by TTSH Nursing Organisation Development. As always, I'm Kim, and I'll be your host for this episode. Today is a very special episode. I'm very honoured to have some of my international nursing colleagues here with me, and today's topic will be life as a nurse overseas. Yay! Sorry, I forgot. Yay! So before we begin, let me just introduce you to my two guests. I have Vu and I have May. And yeah, take it away guys. Can you please just share more and tell me more about yourselves?
Hi guys, I'm Assistant Nurse Clinician Maybelline from the Philippines. And I'm working in a general medicine ward here in Tan Tock Seng for a good 16 years.
Doesn't look like it at all. Correct?
Yes,
right? Really?
yeah.
Okay. Vu?
Hi, my name is Vu and I've been a staff nurse in Tan Tock Seng Hospital for over 6 years and counting. I'm a Vietnamese and some of you might have seen me on nurses of TTSH social pages.
Yeah.
But then for those who have not, please follow, subscribe and share our pages.
What discipline do you work in?
Neurology.
Okay, firstly, you guys gotta teach me your skincare routine because I would think, first glance, I'll be like, are you guys new to TTSH?
Maybe next life just born as a Vietnamese.
Oh, okay. Okay, so could you tell us more about your nursing journeys? How did it start?
Okay, so I came to Singapore since 2008. Wow, that's many years to recall. But yeah, I was invited by a friend to apply in Singapore. There's like a lot of choices of going overseas, other countries, but then Singapore actually came in first, and then we just hop on to a plane, go for an interview, and then the next moment we got in, and then all the documents, and then we fly to Singapore. Yeah, so it's basically by agency.
Okay.
Through agency in Philippines, and then also agency here in Singapore. So that's when we got in. Yeah.
Did you study and work in the Philippines before you came over?
Yes, I graduated nursing in Philippines, but I studied for just a short span of time. So when I came to Singapore, I started as a healthcare assistant, which is CSA now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's CSA?
Care Service Associate.
Care
If I'm not right. If I'm not wrong. Woo?
Sorry, what's the question?
Girl. Okay. Share more about your nursing journey.
I think I did not really choose nursing. I think nursing chose me in the sense that as I was moving towards the end of my high school years, then this biology teacher introduced this nursing scholarship to me. The full term is ANS, Asian Nursing Scholarship. So it's a scholarship offered by Singapore MOHH to some of the Southeast Asia countries like Vietnam, China, Malaysia and Myanmar, to those secondary or high school graduates if they want to pursue nursing in Singapore as their career. Then they could actually apply for this scholarship, and I applied and I'm here now. I did not choose it, but I think by far I don't hate it yet. I'm still saying. So I think it's a good thing. And I think nursing is a career that's full of potential, so yeah, I'm staying for now.
Okay. So you studied in Singapore. You did because you were saying that in Vietnam you were just graduated from high school.
Yeah. So the scholarship basically it offers free nursing education in exchange for years of service as a nurse in Singapore. So I was locally trained. Yeah.
Okay, so I guess that perfectly leads us to the next question, right? So for Vu, he said that nursing chose him, and that's why he became a nurse. For May, why did you join nursing?
I chose nursing.
Good for you.
I actually kind of grew up in the hospital. Like my mom was a dietitian before, and then after school, half day of school, and then I'll go to the hospital just at her office, or just go up and down the hospital, become my playground. And that's where I kind of grew up in a medical environment, and then like become a nurse is what I really like usually see when during my childhood. So yeah, and I think nursing is the fastest to become the part of a healthcare team. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for sharing. How was the process like when you guys moved over to Singapore? How was the transition? Was it really difficult? Share with us like your struggles, the process. Yeah.
Well, yeah, this may not be universally the same across all my Filipino colleagues or international nurses, but for me personally, like I've said earlier, that I applied through an agency, and then they connected us, did an interview in Philippines, and then brought us in Singapore. But emotionally, I think it's my first time to like fly, plane, not really literally fly, but yeah. It's my first time to take a plane ride, and then to be away from my family, and coming here with a different culture. I really don't know what to expect. There's no social media where I can Google Singapore or Tan Tock Seng or whatever.
Nurses of TTSH.
Yeah,
Tan
or what, or even who or what is Tan Tock Seng at that time. So I really have no idea. It's just like I don't know, impulsive kind of decision. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so I got my passport just for the trip to Singapore. I think I was flying in Vietnam or Singapore Airlines. Yeah. So that's my first time flying as well, when I was 18. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, don't ask me.
No age there.
Yeah. So of course very emotional. My mom was crying at the airport. But now she's crying even more because I'm returning home too often. So, yeah.
Struggle one is language, though it's English, but there are some slangs that you're really not familiar. Like one of my preceptors told me that it was 3 o'clock, so go back. I say like, go behind.
Back where?
Back where? Back to the toilet or something. Actually, go home. So yeah, those yeah, oh home. Yeah, those little adjustments, and yeah, I was so timid, but yeah.
And of course the food, right?
Yeah, I don't eat spicy. Oh my god. Yeah, I don't eat spicy food. So
just now we were discussing about this, and then both of them were saying that their spice tolerance, right? Like the max is 小辣.
小辣, yeah.
Like
Yeah. Okay, I think it's quite universal what May mentioned, like the struggles for most of us foreign nurses, the homesick, the food, the
language.
the language, yes. So, but then on the bright side, right, we do have perks as foreign nurses as well. Namely, maybe, of course, they come here to work because it has higher currency.
Yeah.
Right? Basically, I'm a millionaire in Vietnam. It's not much, but I am. And then it's close to home. It only takes me less than 2 hours to fly home. So in the morning, I'm video calling my mom, and then in the afternoon, I'm having dinner with her already. Then maybe the last point is that, we have a lot of patients, and some of them, especially in neuro wards, right? Some of them are confused, and when they're confused, they may say things that they don't mean to.
yeah.
And also they may say vulgarities. Yeah, and then we as foreign nurses, we can choose to be oblivious or ignorant about it.
Totally no idea.
Like the local nurse is saying, oh my god, he's being very rude and everything. But then I'm like, oh, is it? So I think it is just a perk as well, yeah.
It's a good thing we don't understand.
Okay, so thank you guys for sharing all your answers. My next question is, what's been your most memorable experience here in Singapore?
During COVID season, during the pandemic when my dad passed away, so like one of the main reason I'm in Singapore is like it's close to home, like what Vu said. But during that time is like the moment that you really wanted to go back home is the time that you really can't. It's impossible.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's one, because yeah, it's just something that you can't forget. But on top of that, during COVID season is something that I was so impressed on how Singapore healthcare really fought that pandemic battle. All the how we came out was I think it was just
Up there.
yeah.
Majulah Singapura.
Oh no, raise your flag.
Oh, yeah. Majulah Singapura. Thanks
Yeah.
for sharing. Thanks for sharing.
But I think it's quite emotional. I could actually
I'm
see
so
her
sorry.
hands were shaking, you know.
Oh.
Then now I feel a bit scared sharing mine because it's quite lame compared to yours. But
No, it's okay. It's still your
Yes, it's your experience.
okay, but my one is a bit more lighthearted because that is where I got my first bonus. I think that's the first time I saw that much money in my bank account.
millions.
Yeah,
The
so
millions.
I treated myself to a designer bag
Ooh.
and a very fancy, I don't know why it's dropped out, and a fancy restaurant. So,
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Yay.
Okay. So sorry to bring the
even my country want to give up on me.
Okay, so sorry to bring us back down, but what do you miss most about home?
Oh. Okay.
Food.
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 Food must say 3 times. Yeah.
Yeah. Food where you don't need to cook. You wake up with food in front of you.
And
Yeah.
good food.
Good food. Yeah.
I'm not saying
Family.
Singapore is bad, but like
Food and family, I think, is the top
Mm,
two that we miss home. Yeah. That's all.
food and family.
food and family highlighted. Same for me. Yeah. But then I think for me also the ability of speaking my mother tongue.
Yeah.
Like,
Dialect.
I could speak freely using my mother tongue in Vietnam, like because when I speak English, right, sometimes I gotta keep translating things in my head, so it's a bit difficult. And also another thing is that when I go to markets, right, I can actually bargain in Vietnamese.
He misses the bargaining.
Just wants to shop.
Then I can't really do it in Singapore, so yeah, maybe you can ask, like you can take a bit more and then it's for free. Yeah. Try in Vietnam. Does it go in Philippines?
Yes, it does. Bargain.
Noted. But I cannot. I like super cannot. Okay, so one of our last few questions is, do you have any advice based on your years of experience for any new international nurses who might have, maybe just moved here, just started working, or any international nurses who are considering the possibility of moving here to work?
As a foreign nurse who just moved to Singapore, I think it's very important to find the most authentic home food country that you can find in Singapore, so that when you feel stressed, overwhelmed, or when you're crying, just go there and eat once in a while, just to keep your sanity. And
I can cross Jollibee. Oh.
I
No. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, then don't you feel like comforting
Yeah.
when you're like surrounded by
Gotta
your
find out.
Yeah.
your
Comfort
people
food.
hearing your own language, right? Yeah.
Definitely.
And I think it's like when you are new, right, during your probation, just be a sponge. Be as absorbent as you can. Absorb all the slangs, all the nursing skills, all the knowledge, and then I think it really boosts your confidence when you pass out as an SN or whatever position you are applying for. Yeah.
Tahan. I think that's one word that you need to learn. Tahan in a good way that this is like a phase of, it's a difficult phase, but eventually when you endure, things get better. Things get easier when you are adjusted in the country, in Singapore, and also to find friends. Local friends, international friends, co-Filipinos, co-Vietnamese, and find a good community where someone you can put in your emergency contact list.
The countries are speaking.
Oh no, they're acting.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but
let's just
tahan,
continue.
because the bonus is awaiting you at the end of the
Tahan
year.
until the mid-year and the year-end.
Twice a year bonus. Yeah.
So actually, that was the last question, and we're gonna
no
play
more question?
No more questions.
But we have,
Okay.
I came prepared.
Okay.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
As you're always the host, right? You're always asking people like questions.
Okay.
So I have one. Actually, I've been always curious. I'm not
Okay.
sure if you're curious as well. But then
Depends
from
on
your-
the question.
Wait.
Okay.
From your POV as a like local nurse, right? Like, what do you feel about seeing quite a number of foreign nurses around you in the hospital?
That's a good question.
Speak your truth.
Okay. Okay, for me personally, because this is my first ever job, I've never worked full-time in any other industry, any other job before. So honestly speaking, this is my normal. Like, I'm very, like, you know, it's my baseline that I'm surrounded by so many different cultures, so many different races. So it's very, very normal to me. And I really appreciate it. You know, I really appreciate the diversity that nursing brings. It's like, how do I say, because of all the food that everyone always brings and how much more of the culture that you learn about, right? Because you're just surrounded by so many different colleagues from all parts of the world. I feel like I'm always kind of like traveling, but not really. Like I'm at work. You know what I mean? All the food that they bring, oh, it's so good. Especially, my favorite is especially when you know that your colleagues are going on leave and you're like, okay, I can't wait till you get back. Oh, then when you go back to the pantry, right? It's like so much food. But I think on a slightly more like emotional level, in previous episodes, I can't remember whether I've shared this before, but majority of my nursing career, I've been in an LDR. So my fiance is like studying overseas. So before this, you know, like sometimes like when you're walking around Orchard or like when I first started working my first year, right, you always see your colleagues like FaceTiming their loved ones, FaceTiming their kids, their partners. And I was like, oh, that's so cute. But once I started to experience that for myself, man, like I realized how difficult it is.
I saw her cry before.
Like, don't call me out like that. Okay, don't call me out like that. But like, I always tell my colleagues, I really have so much respect for them because it's really very difficult to like, you know, continuously keep that connection and stay close to your loved ones. Like, and I mean, for me, I know that it will just be a temporary thing, but for you guys, it's like there's so you guys have had to experience and also will continue to experience like years of it. So I always tell my colleagues that I really respect how they handle all of this, and I always ask them for advice also. Like how do you manage to find the time? So I feel like I've picked up a lot of things from them every time during my break. Okay, earpiece, FaceTime, and like, and everything. So for me, I've been really appreciative of it. And yeah, like what I mentioned earlier, this is my normal. I don't know anything else about a job other than this. So it's very, so that's how I feel about it.
Okay, so a follow-up question.
Yeah.
The snack from which country is your favorite? And you can't say Singapore.
Okay. Okay. In my career, I've tried mainly 3 different cuisines, snacks. Okay, from 3 different
She's looking at me,
countries.
it's not Vietnam. Sorry.
Philippines,
I'm still hopeful.
Philippines, Vietnam, and India. But I would have to say India. I love spicy food, and it's just like I feel like they really mix like very interesting flavors together. And majority of my colleagues now at my current workplace are from India, so it's the one that I'm most familiar with. Yeah. So for now, not
All right, let's bring her out later.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
So
thank you for the answer. A bit
you're
offended,
welcome.
but
Sorry,
thank
I'm
you.
sorry. Okay, so actually we're gonna move on to a game.
Okay.
So so it'll start.
Game.
Yeah, game. Okay, so the game that we'll be playing, right, is that I have 3 common phrases that we hear in the wards in like dialects that are, you know, a little bit more common here in Singapore. So I'm gonna put their knowledge to the test and see whether they are familiar with these 3 phrases. Very simple.
So the name is that, how Singaporean are you?
That's the game.
Okay, so the first one, I think one of the most common and might be the easiest to explain is alamak. A-L-A-M-A-K, alamak.
Alamak.
Give me something more difficult.
Yeah. Alamak, I dropped something.
What does it mean? Explain.
Oh my gosh, it's like it's something happened that it's something that did not turn out the way that you want it to be. Then you say alamak, right?
It's a general
Sorry,
expression.
right?
realized you're looking at the wrong person.
Attended the wrong one. Black higher.
I mean, yeah, I think that's quite a good summary.
Yeah.
So, alamat
Expression,
is
yeah.
Malay expression, usually used to convey concern or like surprise. So, example, maybe like you drop something. There's alamak. I dropped my thing. Or for patients, maybe, yeah, which is quite common. I feel like usually if like, I'm tending to a patient, then maybe they accidentally drop something from their bed onto the floor. Then they, alamak, sorry, can you help me to take the thing? Okay, so that's what alamak means. Okay, then we'll go to the second hardest one, which is,
There are levels.
there are levels. The second hardest one is buay tahan.
Tahan, I said tahan.
Yeah, she said tahan
You have
earlier.
to, you have to guess the way.
Like, boy, like, cannot stand it, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
unbearable, something like that, yeah.
What if you use it in a sentence?
Cannot tahan.
Buay is like cannot.
Boy,
Tahan is like,
or like this,
I cannot take it. Something.
like you
Yeah.
can't tolerate it. Yeah. Okay, so a bit more explanation. So buay, I think, is from Hokkien. Tahan is from Malay, which is like unable to withstand, like intolerable. So usually in the wards, patients will maybe like those that are in a bit more pain, then they'll be like, nurse, sorry, really buay tahan, like really can't stand it. Like, you know, I'm in a lot of pain. That's usually how it's used. Yeah. Are you ready for the hardest one?
Bring it in.
Okay. So this one is jiapeng.
Again?
Jiapeng.
I don't
Or
think
jiayok.
I don't think I've heard it before. Have you?
Cak-yok.
You've
Jiayok.
heard
Eat medicine.
16 years, 16 years,
Do you serve
girl.
medicine?
That's the difference between 16 and 6
The
years.
10 years difference.
Yeah, I have 10
Do you
more years to
serve-
try.
Do you serve medicine? No.
But yeah,
Again,
correct.
jiapeng.
Jiapeng
Eat
or
medicine.
jiayok.
Jiayok.
I don't know, maybe in a more familiar setting, like, you know, when you go and eat with your friends and you be like, hey, okay, eat everyone, or like, you know, like maybe like some
Eat
people
everyone?
like, not,
That's English already.
you know, like usually before meals, then okay, everybody eat.
Okay.
Like it's more like a greeting or like a, how do you say, like a formality, like, okay, everybody eat. So then, or sometimes, I don't know whether you guys hear, but some people are like, okay, jia. So jia is
Okay,
like eat. Yeah, jia is like eat. Peng is like rice. But usually I think it's quite generalized to be like, okay, eat your food or eat your meal. So jia peng. It's like, okay, eat. So auntie jia peng. This is in dialect, is Hokkien. So it's like, you know, maybe you're trying to feed a patient and you're like, okay, auntie jia peng, you know, it's time to eat. Jia yok is like medicine. Are you guys familiar with like how to say it? Like maybe in more familiar like Chinese or Malay?
Like, eat.
Yeah, like, okay, like
Like makan?
eat your food, eat your medicine.
Makan ubat. 吃药吃饭.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, those are more commonly heard lah, because it's majority of our patients usually Chinese, Mandarin, or like Malay. Yeah, but this is more for like those that only speak dialect. Yeah. Okay, so now that we've quizzed them, they also want to teach me some terms.
I didn't say that, she just wants to learn.
Yeah. Okay, because
Yeah.
for I know a little bit of Tagalog. For
Oh,
yeah, just a little bit, like mabuhay.
may buhay.
Mahal kita. You know how I learned? I was like super sidetracked, but like I am a huge like Justin Bieber fan, and last time his Filipino like fan base was huge. So every time he go down, I watch his videos of him performing on stage, and he'd be like mahal kita. That's how I learned.
Okay. I was like, how is Justin Bieber gonna connect to Philippines? Okay.
And then for Vietnamese, I know xin chào.
Not proud.
Okay,
Come on.
yeah, come. That is thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, can you
Okay.
teach me something?
Wait.
Maybe teach me how to say, hi, I'm your nurse for today.
Do you say that in?
No, I don't really say. I think there's
okay, how
not
about-
a word
How
nurse
about,
in.
how about, hi, how are you feeling today? Hi, how are you?
Like, how are you? Yeah.
Yeah, hi, how are you?
I must have a disclaimer because I'm from the down south. I'm Bisaya, so I speak dialect. So Tagalog is my second. Yeah. So
okay.
how are you? Hi. Hi is hi.
Hi.
She's teaching.
And kamusta ka?
Kamusta ka?
Ka is
Hi,
you.
kamusta ka?
Yes.
Hi, kamusta ka?
Yes. Mabuti. I said
Mabuti.
Mabuti.
Oh, okay.
Good.
I'm okay. Maputi.
Yes. Okay. Your turn.
Again?
Same.
Oh,
How are you?
How are you?
Do we say that in Vietnam?
Don't.
You guys don't answer.
Depending on like who you are talking to, so you address the person differently. So maybe to you, then it would be bạn khỏe không? Bạn khỏe không?
Bạn
Bạn khỏe
khỏe
không?
không?
Why does your
sorry.
mouth like that?
Sorry.
Không.
I went to Hanoi. Okay, Tiff, like my co-host for the past few episodes, Tiff is also Vietnamese. If you didn't know, last year we
But
took a
she's
trip.
also good friend.
Last year we went to Vietnam, and all of us were trying to learn. But okay, to me,
She is also learning.
I think that it's easier for me personally, right? I think it's easier to learn Tagalog than Vietnamese.
Yeah, a lot of Tagalog words are like similar to especially Malay.
Yeah. But I think Wu just now was trying to teach us some words in Vietnamese. Then there were some similarities to Chinese also. 吃
Hong,
Bullshit.
Hong.
No.
不是
No, it's like have you eaten, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so we don't really say have you eaten in Vietnamese. It's like have you eaten rice? Something like 你吃饭了吗? Something like that. Yeah. So. Yeah.
How do you say that in Vietnamese? I forgot.
Again, addressing to you. Bạn ăn cơm chưa?
But
And
Bạn is like you.
Bạn.
Yeah.
Okay, but
ăn cơm chưa?
chưa.
Yeah.
we'll fail.
Pass?
Vietnam will not welcome us.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay, so actually,
Finally.
okay. So before I get harassed even more, we've come to the end of this episode, and actually this is the final episode of Roll Call of 2024. Thank you all so
We're
much
the
for journeying. Huh?
Merry Christmas.
Oh, yeah, and also Merry Christmas, which is tomorrow. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year in advance. Thank you all so much for journeying with us the past year and for all your support as well. And I'm really, really glad that for our final episode, we got two such beautiful guests to be with us. Thank you.
From the beautiful countries.
From the beautiful countries of Philippines and Vietnam. And yeah, so actually that marks the end of Roll Call. We'll also be taking a break in January, so stay tuned for our next episode, which will be coming out in February for Valentine's Day.
Oh,
Oh.
Valentine's Day.
Yeah, and okay, I know usually at the end of our episodes we give a shout out to nurses of TTSH, but I'm sure by now you guys have already followed us at nurses of TTSH. So actually I wanted to do a special shout out, especially because of this beautiful episode featuring our international nurses. Did you know that TTSH, we actually have a Center for Asian Nursing Studies called CANS, which I am also a part of. So this team actually works on collaborations with other hospitals around the Asia region. So if any of you guys watching are from overseas and would like to collaborate with TTSH, do drop us a DM and let us know. You can also drop us a message on LinkedIn. We just created one a few months ago. And of course, if let's say you want to join the CANS team or find out more, also do comment or leave us a message as well. Yeah, and that marks the end of this episode. Thank you guys so much and see you next year. Yeah.